I'm Kemi Omalululu, lawyer, Nigerian journalist, pharmacist, and PR specialist. I'm also a gun violence activist. I've been wanting to do this audio podcast for a long time, but I'm going to do it today, Sunday, April 7th, 2019. And this podcast is about SARS, the Special Armed Robbery Squad in Nigeria, and all the controversy around them. I haven't spoken like this in a long time, but you have to proactively listen to what I'm about to say. I hear the term all the time, SARS, End SARS. The End SARS campaign started by Segun Awosanya, Sega Link, is very controversial. Many people don't know about Segun. I have always tried to explain to people, but his fans are more than his enemies. Segun has fraudulent ways of doing things too. I was with him in 2016 and 2017, way before SARS, when he was trying to blackmail a lawmaker in the inbox of that lawmaker's Twitter. And that will be Abdul Mumin Jibrin. Take that aside. I have my own little things about Segun. But Sega Link, Segun Awosanya, started the campaign End SARS. SARS is not something you ever want to end. Let me tell you something. Whoever started the Special Armed Robbery Squad started it because the police got lazy. We shouldn't really have a Special Armed Robbery Squad unless we have vicious armed robbers. Why are police officers using AK-47s in Nigeria and the US police officers don't use them? Or Canadian? In UK, they don't even use guns like that. At the end of the day, let's look at the dangerous situations where you have gun violence and guns. You have to start with the Los Angeles Police Department and the New York Police Department. Los Angeles is dealing with guns and gangs. So is Chicago Police Department and New York Police Department. Guns and gangs. Toronto Police, who I volunteered with, actually had a guns and gangs unit. Okay? And Jeff ran that area. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is that there was no need ever for our police officers to be carrying automatic rifles. That's what they use, high-powered automatic rifles. The police told me that the robbers have just as bad of weapons as they do. So if the robbers are carrying high-powered rifles, the police is carrying high-powered rifles. I still don't see the need. Why did I say I don't want anyone to end SARS? Because, yes, I lived with armed robbers. 3 times, 6 months total in Port Harcourt prison. The kind of armed robbers I met and I lived with in Port Harcourt prison are not your everyday armed robbers. Remember, Port Harcourt prison is a PH max. That's Port Harcourt Maximum Prison. It's the largest maximum prison in West Africa. It was built by the British 100 years ago, okay, in 1918. It was built for 800 inmates. Today, there's 5,000 inmates in there. At the end of the day, the armed robbers that I met in Port Harcourt prison were prominent ones in the news. And because I went to that prison 3 times, I got to see them again. Let's start with JJ. JJ, on the first time I was in prison for 81 years during my journalist arrest, JJ to me just was my errand boy. Okay, I pay him 20 naira a day. I said 20 naira a day to do my errands. And what were those errands? To go get my food, what I'm going to cook with. In the female section, if you want to cook stew, we cook every day. There's no fridge. Every day you're going to send somebody to go and buy your palm oil, your Maggi, your pepper, everything. The male inmates, they troop in front of the gate of the female unit so that they can get errands done. They'll be begging us to literally send them. Oh, please, let me help you go and get it so that they can get the 20 naira. All this stuff is going to be in my book. My book is nowhere near ready. It takes a lot when you be arrested 3 times and go back to the same place. With JJ, he just told me he was an armed robber. He robbed a bank with his friends. One of his friends got killed. They killed 3 police officers, 2 customers. I think it was 5 in total or 4, something of the sort. People lost their lives. Are you waiting trial? JJ said, I'm awaiting trial. They brought you from where? Owerri prison. JJ came from Owerri prison. At the end of the day, he's an armed robber, and he killed a lot of people. When I was released and went home, I came back to that prison for another day. Remember the second arrest? The third arrest, another 90 days. But during the second arrest, I got to see JJ because he carried my Ghana must go to the prison gates during the first arrest. So the second was I was there for 24 hours. But what I saw in that period, that 1 week period, was some videos of a Zenith Bank robbery in a way. And that Zenith Bank robbery, the armed robbers came in, customers came in to deposit money, and the armed robbers came in and they started shooting. You can remember that video very well. The gate man ran for his life. At the end of the day, the bottom line is JJ was one of them. Uche, his friend, who was killed, if you look at that video again, was the guy that was going with the AK-47 to the gatehouse of the bank. Didn't know that a police officer was waiting there for him. That officer shot him in the head. He died. You can see his blood flowing on the ground. It was that officer that went behind that gatehouse that JJ killed. Remember, JJ came out of the car, shot somebody, and we were all saying in the comments, oh my God, I hope that person's alive. It was dead. He entered the car, came out again to shoot that officer a little more. That's the officer that we raised money for. Remember, Kaide Gudamisis raised $30 million for the wife? 7 children. 1 child even died at the graveyard of the police officer when they were burying the officer. Remember, one of the twins actually collapsed. The tragedies that armed robberies have brought in Nigeria is numerous. There should be a special armed robbery squad if the police needs to. What needs to be done is to overhaul the system. They should revamp, reform police Nigeria. And I believe Vice President Osinbajo ordered Ibrahim Idris, the former IGP, to do that. But you know he's a lawless person. He doesn't listen. When Buhari told Idris to go to Benue, he didn't go. Revamp SARS, he didn't revamp SARS. They have SACS now, Special Anti-Cultism Squad. They got SARS, they got SACS. We have cultists, real cultists. If you came out for a cultist where they're watching football, just call out and know that person next to him is a cultist. You want to talk to a cultist, you maybe arrest them, walk them away. That's what happened on that night, okay? And the crowd said you can't arrest people because the crowd doesn't like police and they don't like SARS. Then Inspector Ogunyemi, I think that's his name, the Yoruba inspector, opened fire. You don't open live bullets into the air and kill people. If you open live bullets in the air, one is going to go stray and hit the wrong person and then they die. What happens? Don't you have kids at home? And then many of these people thought it was SARS. They didn't even know it was SACS, the Anti-Cultism Squad section of Lagos Police Department. Rivers has Anti-Cultism Squad. They don't run like that. They'll sit on the streets and watch the neighborhoods where the cultist boys are. Go to Garrison in Port Harcourt, where the cell phones and all the used phones and gadgets. The cultist boys are always there. And then on the other side of the road, you'll see Rivers State Anti-Cultism Squad. They don't go around shooting people. They just watch and make sure people are doing the right things and not disobeying the law. Go and look at what Wike tweeted a day before Kolade was shot. You have to do stuff well. Governor Wike tweeted this thing that SARS cannot disrupt the lives of young people. There are good governors and there are bad governors. Wike is a good one. And he said to his people that he dedicated his election win to them. Those that lost their lives, a lot of people lost their lives in Rivers. It didn't have to be that way. Aside from politics, guys, the Special Armed Robbery Squad needs to exist. I can't begin to tell you the stories of all the rest of the armed robbers I met in prison. These guys are vicious. They've killed people. They've killed police. They've killed people. Police aside, police are people too, but they have killed people. I mean, armed robbers that will stop luxury buses and just steal everything everybody has in that bus, rape women and kill people. Armed robbers that will set up checkpoints. Look at the Offa armed robbery. Look at the kind of armed robbery they did over there. Police within. So guys, SARS should not be ended. It should be revamped, rehauled, reformed. Okay? And they kill people inside SARS. I watched 5 to 6 men killed. Why are you killing? Why are you shooting those people? The officers told me at SARS. I was at SARS before I went to the prison. They're armed robbers. And so what? Did they go to court yet? That's what they call extrajudicial killing. No court, nothing. You're an armed robber, you get killed right away. I don't want that. Everybody should have their day in court. You're proven innocent, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So the whole system must be overhauled. No extrajudicial killing and no killing people. And no profiling and no extortion. That's what I want. Don't end SARS. Revamp SARS. I'm Kemi Amalulu, lawyer. I'm a retired journalist, pharmacist, and PR specialist, and I'm also a gun violence activist. Thanks for listening.